welcome back to the shop. Well, we got a new project here. Check this out. 1999 Honda Recon barn find. If your barn find doesn't look like this, it's not a barn find. This literally has been sitting under a little pole barn its entire life. That's good. You know, it's a whole lot better than being out in the sun. Look at this dust on it. That's crazy, isn't it? Look at that. That's how thick that barn dust is. It actually has an edge to it. So this is my uncle's. This is a family members of mine. He brought it to me. We're basically going to do a tune-up. We're going to clean the carburetor. We're going to drain the oil, change the oil in it. We're going to put a set of tires on it. Just some inexpensive tires. You see, this one is a tad low, just a little low there. Yeah, it stays when I move my foot. So this is what you want. If you're out shopping for a four-wheeler or a three-wheeler for that matter, if you can find something like this, it hasn't been monkeyed with. It's all here. There's no wires hanging out of it. The plastics are all in good shape. It was taken care of. It was used. It was well used. It's been used since '99. I personally know it's been used. I personally know this machine's been used a lot. I mean, you can look at the tires on it. They're worn. The front tires actually look somewhat okay, other than they do lose air. They're dry rotted really bad. I haven't put any air in them. If I did, I'm sure the dry rots would even come out more prominent. Back tires, they got plugs in them. You know, they're dry rotted as well. They're leaking air. He put air in them to bring them to me, so it only lasted a day or so. But these run 11s in the front, 9s in the back. Real common. If you type in 9s and 11s, this machine will come up if you're looking for tires. It has all of the bells and whistles. Check that out. We've got our thumb extension here. You don't see those very often. Got a little play in there too. That's we may need to adjust that a little bit. We have here's the only customization really. We've got a clear piece of tubing. I like this. If you had to do it, it's a clear piece of tubing that keeps the choke pulled because it won't idle. That's the problem with this machine. It will run and runs fine, but it will not idle. And so, you know, I've heard of zip ties, but that's new actually. I haven't seen that. So if you need a hack for the day, that would be it. Just a piece of tube, fuel line, slit down the side, stuck on there, just firm enough to keep that open. Doesn't break anything. Get you by. I'm all about that. There's nothing wrong with getting by. Just don't tear anything up. We got headlights. Y'all know I'm big on headlights. This is a two-wheel drive. As you see, there's no front drive shafts. Everything is in order. We don't see nothing looks bent or out of place. Again, guys, these are utility machines. They're hunted with. They're just used around the farm, and that's how this one was used, to run back and forth, to carry things. This is what you want to look for. We do have a cool little fox sticker there. That's my cousin. He put that on there, I bet. But yeah, it's just overall a really, really clean machine. And what I mean by clean is, I mean that it's all here. We got our original dirt dauber nest here. Let's throw that out. But everything is where it's supposed to be. Everything, all the little buckles are all put together. There's no shortcuts, y'all. There's no shortcuts. I will say the carb's been out. Look at this. This is not an OE clamp here, but we do know it runs. This thing is nasty. Whew. So it's seen some mud, no doubt about it. It's seen some mud. I think the first order of business is we're going to wash it up and really get a good look at what it is. We know it runs already. I'm not going to lie to you. And will it run? No, it already runs. I showed that in other videos, so not going to play that card. But we are going to do a tune-up on it, and we're going to do tires. And so I think that'll get it, you know, up on 4 good tires. It'll go another 20 or 30 years. All right. Well, some of you keen eared viewers heard that miss. Yeah, I don't know what that was. So I had to bring it back in the shop. We can't hand that off to nobody like that. So, never been this lucky before. What do you think about a NGK DPR8E? I have no idea. For the uneducated, that means it's got a fat tip on it. And this machine needs one that has the small tip on it. Someone, not me, changed the spark plug out some time ago and then put the cap back on it, and it was just sitting on top and was not connected. Just the friction of the rubber boot holding it on. So apparently it would run for a second and then have a miss, and run for a second and have a miss. Now the carburetor was completely gummed up. The idle jet, you weren't getting through it. I had to replace it. But that and a new air filter, oil change, a set of tires, and wow, look at that. Is she not gorgeous? She is. It's too nice, isn't it? Yeah. From what it started out like, headlights worked. I know I'm a big fan of headlights. Look at that. Love that. Love that. And that's what it's about, you know. That's why I deal in Hondas. You know, this is it. Because if they're taken care of from the beginning, they will last you a lifetime and somebody else a lifetime too. I hate this seat pulled up like that. It really does take away from the look. Ideally, you could get a new seat cover. And what this is the seat cover shrunk and it's pulled. And this pulling is pulled up on that plastic. Now, you could heat it up and kind of stretch it back out, then heat the plastic up on the bottom side, and I have done that. And it does work. I'm not going to do it on somebody else's machine. You run the risk of having a shiny spot right through here where you're heating it up the most. I'm not going to do that, not my machine. But what we will do, pressure washers are great, but there's a problem with pressure washers. Some decals are not made as good as other decals. There we go, 1999 Honda Recon. Try to find something that just hadn't been monkeyed with. That's really the bottom line. Is four-wheelers have been around now for a long time. And there's some really good ones out there that you can still find today, and just maintain it. You know, that's what he's going to do with it. He's going to have his grandkids ride it and his great-grandkids ride it probably. And that's really cool. I'm glad to be a part of that. Pressure washer blew off the Fox sticker. I did not do that intentionally. Sorry about that. So we replaced it with a different sticker. And so, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, great machine. That spark plug had apparently was just been sitting on top of there, and it was just missing. And I rode it. It actually rode like that. The whole time you see me in the video riding it, it's like that. I knew it had sparks, so I never followed through. Changing the spark plug was next, and then changing the oil, and that's when I discovered it. One of those just stupid, simple little things. You know, somebody put the wrong plug in there. They put the cap on it. They didn't think anything about it. It ran, and all these years, who knows how long that's been in there. But we did oil change, air filter. That's a Wix filter, not something I normally do. My uncle brought that. It's his machine. We'll use his stuff. Put that air filter on it. Cleaned the carburetor out, real straightforward. The idle jet was completely plugged. Had to replace it. That was a number 38. If you're keeping score, it's, you know, pretty basic. You can buy them. I buy them in a group of 38s because so many of these take a 38. Tires, they ride great. You saw me, the one of them didn't want a seat, so I broke the bead back down, sprayed it with some more soapy water, and then blew it back out. Couple of tricks to that. Don't just sit there and just keep dumping air in a tire. I mean, they're bombs. They really are. And they're dangerous. And so I don't do a lot of safety, but when I mount tires, y'all saw, I'll put safety glasses on. I mounted tires for a living. I had one explode on me. Young and dumb, I think is a term. But yeah, I had a tire explode on me, and so I'm a little gun shy now. I understand how much force is really behind a tire. So anytime you don't have a bead seat on a wheel, if you're breaking one down and putting one on at home, a couple of tricks: take your tires like I did this morning. It was 37 degrees this morning. I laid them out in the sun while I did other jobs. When I went to get to them, you saw that's why I kept leaving the shop, coming back with a tire. Had them sitting in the sun. So let your tires sit out in the sun, unband them, let them get as warm as they possibly can. A cold tire is very stiff. If you don't have a whole lot of air pressure, you're not going to be able to blow it out. Second thing about tires, if you get a bead that doesn't seat like that, break that one side back down, lubricate it, blow it back up. If that won't do it, take it up to the maximum tire pressure that it says stated on the side of the tire. These say not to exceed 35 PSI while setting the bead. I took them to 35. They did not seat the bead. I put them out in the sun. Again, they got hot. The bead set. So it's just different ways to skin a cat's, the old saying, but be careful if you're mounting your tires. They can be dangerous. And so that's just a word of caution there. But yeah, I think old Uncle Steve is going to get his money's worth on this one. So Uncle Steve, I appreciate the opportunity, but you've got a great machine. 1999 Honda Recon, straightforward, simple little machines. But yeah, I mean, what more can you say? It's a Honda. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great Christmas. This episode should come out the week of Christmas. Christmas 2023. Spend a time with your families. I'm going to. And I'll see y'all next year probably. Y'all take care. Bye.